Concept: Dependency ratio. The dependency ratio refers to the proportion of non-working population to the total population of a country. Today, out of 1.4 billion people, 500 million cannot work, resulting in a dependency ratio of 35.7%. If 900 million people cannot work, the dependency ratio will increase to 64.3%, almost doubling. Related data. 1. Former CEO and chairman of Bank Beijing, Mao Daqing, shared a research data on the dependency ratio. The post-90s generation has decreased by 44.2% compared to the post-80s generation, and the post-00s generation has decreased by 33.7% compared to the post-90s generation. If these numbers are accurate, it means that if the total population of the post-80s generation is 100 people, the post-90s generation is 56 people, and the post-00s generation is 37 people. Related data. 2. The founder of TRIP, Liang Jianzhang, also shared a set of data, stating that the post-90s generation has decreased by 30 to 40% compared to the post-80s generation. Other research conclusions suggest that the post-90s generation is 30.68% less than the post-80s generation, and the post-00s generation is 19.39% less than the post-90s generation. This looks better, but it also means that when the post-80s generation retires, the total number of labor force supplemented by the post-20s generation may be less than one-third. What will happen in the future? China's largest birth peak was from 1966 to 1973. During this time, China had a total of approximately 310 million births. If the retirement age policy of 60 years old does not change, it means that from 2026 to 2033, China will have 300 million people, about 22% of today's population, collectively entering retirement. This year is 2016, and there are still 10 years left. The supply of labor force will greatly decrease, while the number of retirees will sharply increase. The combination of these two changes means that in about 15 years, China will transform from a country with 900 million people working and 500 million people unable to work due to various reasons, underage, retired, etc., to a country with 500 million people working and 900 million people unable to work. Today, out of 1.4 billion people, 500 million cannot work, resulting in a dependency ratio of 35.7%. If 900 million people cannot work, the dependency ratio will increase to 64.3%, almost doubling. In 15 years, when the post-90s and post-00s generations become the mainstream of society, in order to maintain today's social wealth and average living standards, the social value created by each of them must be twice that of today. Summary: what should we do? First, try to deduce whether your business model still works if labor costs double but commodity prices remain the same. If you find that a previously profitable business is now losing money or profits have significantly decreased, then you may need to sound the alarm. You have about 5 to 10 years to make adjustments. Second, the means of adjustment can be through the use of the internet, big data, artificial intelligence, and robots to improve efficiency and reduce reliance on labor. Technology must replace the 400 million labor force that will be lost. Third, improving efficiency alone is not enough. For example, many people believe that robots can save Chinese manufacturing. I personally have doubts about this. In the past, people brought raw materials from afar to China for processing and then shipped them back because manufacturing relied on labor, and Chinese labor was the cheapest. But if manufacturing no longer requires labor in the future, why would Americans and Germans still ship to China when they can use robots to manufacture in their own countries? What can truly save China is creation, not more efficient manufacturing. We need to sell irreplaceable products, not labor that can be replaced by robots.